Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Follow a Sketch February. Now today's sketch for February 16th is by Sharni Haynes, and it is this sketch right here. It does have 3 photos. I am actually using 4 on my layout, and I've pulled out a whole bunch of brown, guys. There's a whole bunch of brown right here. Brown and gold is what I have a vision for this layout. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I decided to go ahead and pull out my archival inks. Now these are great little inks. They are ones that live in my tins, and they are kind of a permanent, not kind of, they really are a permanent and waterproof ink. Those are usually the inks that I take with me when I go to retreats, but I really wanted this dark brown color on the edge of the layout. So this khaki colored paper right here with this embossed texture on top of it is from a Hobby Lobby paper pad that went on clearance a while ago. I was on a website the other day and I realized I haven't been inside of a Hobby Lobby, you guys, since my last day when I turned in my keys, which is kind of insane because before I worked at Hobby Lobby, I went there pretty regularly, but I haven't been in one. So I don't know if that means I don't need a Hobby Lobby in my life or I just haven't been in one, but I do know that it is February, so it is the paper crafting markdown season, so maybe I will go in and check out a Hobby Lobby, or maybe I won't. I don't know. Really don't need anything in my life right now from Hobby Lobby, so we'll see. We'll just have to see about that. I am using some drywall tape. Let's be real, this is drywall tape. Back in the day, we used to call it magic mesh. They used to have colored drywall tape that they would sell at a premium price that was named Magic Mesh, which of course I did buy some of that, but I also went to the hardware store and bought a roll of drywall tape. I think we might have actually had the drywall tape already. Can't exactly remember. I'm trying to think. I don't exactly remember. We either had it already or I went and bought it. I just don't remember. But that is going to be the center line of this layout. Now, as you can see, there is some mixed media markings in the sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and take this kind of cursive font background stamp and just go ahead and stamp it all around the background. Now I am not putting it on a stamp block, you guys. I'm just using it on the acrylic stamp backer. And what that's going to do is it's not going to really give me any hard edges when I stamp this. And I don't want hard edges. I kind of wanted it to blend into each other. The writing isn't really legible to begin with, so I wasn't concerned about that. And kind of overlapping it all, I really like that effect. So we're going to go ahead and get that magic mesh finally down on top of the layout. I also have this ribbon that has some adhesive onto it. It is old, you guys. It has been in my stash for a hot minute. So the adhesive, when I try to separate the ribbon from the backing, the adhesive sticks to the backing instead of the ribbon. So I will have to glue that down. And instead of 3 photos on this layout, like the sketch calls for, I am going to go ahead and go with 4. And that is because I did kind of my own personal wine tasting at home. This wine is called Grenache. It is from my absolute favorite, not so local anymore, vineyard called Kincannon. It is in Livermore, California, and I love that place so much. It was pretty awesome because they have a pretty robust history. During the Prohibition, they were basically the only vineyard that was allowed to make wine because they made it for the Pope. And, you know, you need wine to have Mass. So they were able to do that. Actually, I don't know if it was for the Pope, but it was definitely for the Catholic Church. I might be misremembering there. But I thought that that was pretty awesome. And they do have vines that have been around for ages. And it is by far my favorite local-ish, we'll say ish, since not in California anymore, winery. I just love it. I love their wines. I did not even like red wine until we moved to California and had red wine at this winery. So that tells you how good it was. So I am going to take each of these photos, which I've cut down to 4x4 squares, and I'm going to put some fun foam on the back of them. That's going to give each of these photos a little bit of lift. Now this is a 49 in Market stamp line thing. I don't know what to call it. But I am going to figure out exactly where I want these photos to go, and I decided, whoops, don't want to put fun foam on that one because I'm going to tuck it underneath of the stamps instead of on top of it. So what I've done is I have a photo of each year of the Grenache wine, and then I have a photo of all three of them together. Now, let's be real, I probably didn't need a photo of all three of them together. I could have omitted that photo and kind of stuck a lot more true to the sketch with the three photos in a larger title. But honestly, it was more important for me to have all four of these photos on the layout than it was to meet the requirements of the sketch, right? So this photo that's going to be down here is going to be backed with one of these khaki colored pouches. It's an envelope, and I am going to layer that up on there. I do cut off the bottom of the envelope, so I'm not using it as a real pocket on my page. It is strictly for decoration. I'm also going to chop off the top of the bag here because it was a little bit higher than I wanted it to be. And I am going to mess around with these photos for a moment. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want the positioning to be, which photos I want to layer on top of each other, and which parts of that center line that I created with the drywall tape and the stamps. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how exactly I want this to look. Because I know I'm already varying from the sketch in a definite way, but I'm just trying to figure out how much I want to vary from the sketch. And at this moment, it is less about what the sketch looks like and more about how I like the way that the layout is coming together. So that is one of the good things about a sketch, you guys, is you can use it as your starting point and then really just make the layout your own with how you end up placing your photos and your decorations and all of the things. Now, I did discover that I needed a lot more adhesive on these stamps, which I shouldn't be shocked because the drywall tape has nooks and crannies, albeit large nooks and crannies. And usually I suggest using a liquid glue when you're doing nooks and crannies because it just gets down deep in there and will really adhere to it. But I put an obscene amount of ATG on there, so it should be stuck for good. This is where I'm going to bring in that beautiful ribbon here, and this is when the adhesive sticks to the backer instead of the actual ribbon. But there is no need to fear, you guys, because I am going to use my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. It is my favorite liquid adhesive by far. It is the only one that I have continued to buy over and over again. I've tried many liquid adhesives, but usually once I use it up, I'm like, yeah, I need to find something else. So this one has been a staple in my scrapbook room for a good number of years now, and it just works, you guys. It dries clear and it dries matte, and it sticks to all the things, right? Like, it sticks to my acrylic, it sticks to my wood veneer, it sticks to my glitter glaze, it sticks to all of the mixed media things, it sticks to anything that's got the nooks and crannies, so I am a super fan. So I'm going to go ahead and get that down, and then I'm going to add in these little transparency, what what are like doily slash mandala type looking things. These have also been in my stash for a hot minute. They came in a Freckled Fawn kit years ago when Freckled Fawn used to send their kits in either the tins or the plastic bags. Do you guys remember that? Who had a Freckled Fawn subscription when they sent the stuff in the tins? Who has a Freckled Fawn description when they sent the stuff in the plastic bags? What do they send their stuff in now? I haven't ordered from them in a hot minute, so I really don't know. But I'm going to put those around the layout as well. I also decided to go ahead and do a little bit of washi under this left-handed photo because that's what it seems to be in the layout. And I decided to use a wood grain and also that gold washi tape that peels off onto itself, which is actually pretty awesome because I love the effect that it has. It just has no stickiness, so I do have to use my own adhesive when I put it down. But here's the thing. There are some washi tapes that when you pull them off the roll, they don't have any adhesive on them, and that just ticks me off to no end, and it goes straight into the bin. But there are some times with this beautiful, gorgeous golden washi tape that kind of sticks to itself that I love it that much that I don't mind spending the extra time to put some adhesive down before I put that washi tape down. And it's just a matter of figuring out if that washi tape is worth it to you, right? Like, if the sticky doesn't last on a washi tape, which it doesn't, washi tapes do, they all go bad eventually. So if it's not worth it to you, then toss it, get rid of it. But if the beauty of the washi tape is worthy to you, then go ahead and do it, which is what I have done here. I also went ahead and stuck some of the labels around the edge of these photos. On some of them, I have added some mini gold paper clips, and that right there, you guys, will tell you how much I have evolved as a scrapbooker. There was a point when I scrapbooked that I absolutely refused to put paper clips on my scrapbooking layouts, and I also refused to put anything that had a bracket. It just drove me insane. There was something about it that just, my heart and soul rebelled against it. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like I am right now with naked tag holes. Can't stand a naked tag hole. Need to fill it with something. So, I've moved on. So that is growth, I guess. Or just, you know, your style changing, which is perfectly okay. Your style can change multiple times over the lifetime of your scrapbooking. Don't ever feel like you're like, oh, well, I am a scrapbooker that is really a minimalist. Well, you know what? If you want to play with putting an entire kit on your layout, go ahead and try it. Or maybe you're already an entire kit person on a layout and you're like, I would really like to try something simple and easy. Then try it. And if you like it, do it. I like a variety of scrapbook pages. I like kind of the pretty and soft pages. I like the bold pages. I do like some color, you guys. I really do enjoy color. But even with this layout, that is a lot of khakis and whites and off-whites. I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I have gone ahead and added in these really old basic gray wood veneers. So there is a leaf, something that says hello, and also this camera. I am pulling in these My Mind's Eye really old enamel dots. They are glitter enamel dots. And I decided to go with these specifically instead of the stash of enamel dots that I have that I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby, again, a while ago. Because I felt like these kind of fit the overall color scheme a little bit. And you might be like, Sandy, there is no color scheme. Everything is white, cream, and brown. But that's a color scheme, you guys. That is a color scheme. Now I went and I grabbed my florals. And what I've done is I've mixed my Prima florals, which are in kind of these creamy white colors, and also these kind of golden glittery florals that I picked up again at Hobby Lobby for a really great clearance price. I'm going to pull off the sequins out of the Hobby Lobby florals because they are more yellowy than I want on this page. And then I'm going to kind of overlap them with the Prima Florals, kind of figure out exactly where I want them to go. Now, I did go ahead and use these threes kind of turned and twisted around for the word Grenache because this is the style of wine that these bottles are. Normally, I don't like to do that. I feel like it feels very weird. But for some reason, these threes just kind of look like fancy E's. Some threes, when they're turned around like that, definitely just look like a turned around three. But I was okay with these, right? Like, I feel like these are kind of fancy E's, and I'm good with it. I am going to dig through the florals again for a hot minute to make sure that I have the right amount on each part that I want to put in. Now, I decided not to put the florals on each of the wood veneers. Instead, I put it up on this upper right-hand corner of the layout instead of over there by the camera. I am going to go ahead and use a pokey tool. Now, this is an awesome pokey tool that my friend Sharon sent to me. The reason why it's so awesome is because the pokey point is not super flexible, like it's a good rigid pokey point. And on the other side is a little brad tine turner downer thing. I don't know what the official name is, but that's what it does. And I really do love the shape and the feel of this pokey tool when it is in my hand. Because I don't know about you guys, but I am 100% more likely to use a tool if it feels good in my hand versus something that is a little bit awkward. And because of the angle and everything on this pokey tool, it feels real good in my hand and it doesn't feel awkward to hold. Now, I went ahead and grabbed some of these golden brads, and I am using them in the center of all of these flowers. And you guys, I have to say, I love the combination of the browns and the khakis and the creams and the whites on this layout. It really just makes it like feel good. Now, of course, I am going to cover up the brad tines on the back of this layout because I do move my layouts around in my albums until I figure out their final kind of placement while I am scrapbooking, because I do not scrap absolutely chronologically. I like to play around and get the layouts done as I feel inspired. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me during Follow a Sketch February. It is not too late to get on the action. It is never too late to get in on the action of the sketches for Follow a Sketch February. Go ahead and join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group if you want access to the sketches. And guys, again, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.